Hello, me again. Sorry for the weird breaks, school, stuff like that goes on. But I thought that while I have some spare time, I might make a video on something I've been intending to do for quite a while. For all people who have very vague knowledge about history and Eastern European armies, you might think, oh, an SSH-40. Nah, this isn't an SSH-40. This is a Hungarian M70. Now, to understand the development and making of why this thing actually exists, you have to go back a bit to the end of the Second World War. The Kingdom of Hungary was an ally of Nazi Germany and of Fascist Italy at the time. They were the reason it got out of the Depression a lot quicker than a lot of Eastern countries. And so it fought alongside them during World War II, and when it lost, it became under Soviet occupation for a long time, and then the Socialist Republic of Hungary was formed. Had several revolutions, I think one major one at the end of the Stalin era. And before this, they were using a model helmet. I don't know the exact name. I think it was the M56. I'll put a correction up there if I'm wrong. But that was basically just an SSH-40, a literal SSH-40. Almost an exact copy. This was a little different. In 1969, they realized they needed a bit of an improvement. I don't know if it was to make Hungary more unique or if it was just that they felt the need for an improvement, so they came out with this thing, which is a Hungarian M70. Now, the immediate thing you might notice about this compared to an SSH-40 is this weird gloss paint that you see. That's infrared paint. The idea behind it was apparently that it would be invisible under infrared light, so soldiers could sneak around easily or something. But the problem with this paint is that the bare helmet, during the day, it will reflect quite a lot off the sun, and at night, if someone aims their torch at it, it will be very, very visible. So it was very impractical, as well as the fact that these commonly came with a cover, so I don't know what the point of the infrared paint was, but oh well. Soviet military logic, I guess. Not Hungarian military logic, sorry. They weren't part of the Soviet Union, they were part of the Eastern Bloc. Gotta get the terms correct. Interestingly, I've never actually found a cover for one of these things, despite, millions being made, I assume. They're $40 AU if you get a decent deal. I've never seen a cover at all. I've seen one picture of one. Never found one for sale. I guess the Hungarians just don't like selling them. The other big difference between this and the SSH-40 is this liner. You can tell from here it's not the canvas strap, it's actually a leather pinhole. Come on, mannequin, stay still. And it's got this padded liner instead of the 3 pieces of leather full of cotton. This is actually quite nicely padded leather with something inside of it. Sweatband is very improvised. Wouldn't even consider this a sweatband. Although for an SSH-40 style helmet, this is rather comfortable. If only all of them had this type of liner, I'm pretty sure people would wear them a lot more often. That's kind of the background and the applications of this helmet, more or less. This was used from about 1970, hence the M70 name, till about the 1990s when, it switched from the Soviet Republic to, I think it's still a republic, could be a kingdom, I'm not sure. And the military started to modernize. This was used in reserve units for a long time, even up until today, and it's being sold as surplus. For an SSH-40 style helmet, this is really, really cheap. It goes for about a third of the price of an SSH-40. I got this one for $38 AU. They've jumped in price a little bit in the past year or so since I got this. But if you are looking for a decent deal on an SSH-40 style helmet, that'd be for reenacting or for filmmaking, this is not too shabby. Of course, the paint and the liner, you might have to do some explaining, but to the average eye, people aren't going to really notice that. Anyway, that was a short video on one of my helmets that I have. I've had this is actually the first one I ever got. I've got a bunch now. I'll hopefully do a few more videos on them, but hey, I had some time, so I thought I might do a bit of an explanation with this. I overall like this helmet, although it's not as comfortable as most of the other helmets. I prefer the webbing style of liner within M1s and that kind, not the padded stuff that a lot of Eastern Bloc ones have. It's just uncomfortable against your hair. But again, all helmets are. You can try and make every helmet as comfortable as possible, but the fact that you have a 1.4 kilogram bit of steel on your head, this is not going to make it comfortable, nor is any other liner going to make it good. But, yeah. I like these things. Thank you for watching, and until next time, cheers and goodbye.